Clearly, we're not into this. You couldn't tell. But we're here, so we got to get one more done. So let's do it. Ow. 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 Ow.
It was...
All right, we're fresh. All right, I'm ready. I feel it now.
How now, brown cow, ready to go?
Banana, apple pie, apple pie, apple pie. That's what they tell me. What's up, guys? Welcome. I was in it, but I didn't feel like you guys were with me, so it's your fault.
I'm here.
We're all here. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. We got 3 dudes, 1 table.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it does. You guys seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup?
Are we going to do that one next?
Did you? Yeah, reacts to 2 Girls, 1 Cup. Yo, that shit was gnarly. What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of Beers and Breakdowns. This is definitely not going to be a review of 2 Girls, 1 Cup. This is actually a review of a way worse film. Hyena Road. Oh, that's right. You've never heard of it? That's because it sucks ass. And not the kind of ass that was being sucked in 2 Girls, 1 Cup. This is more of a metaphorical ass.
Let's get into this cinematic masterpiece here.
Could be just a bad patch of road.
What if you're wrong?
When have I ever been wrong?
My sister?
Yeah, that was bad.
Hickey, just for fun, chamber up a Rufus. Line up on that patch dead ahead of us.
What do you call it? A Rufus?
A Rufus. Chamber up to Rufus. Maybe that's like a Jeffrey. Oh!
Got him! I thought it was a good idea to shoot the patches in the road.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It's like you're coming up to a main avenue, and you know that you have QRF going through there. You know they have their forces that travel through there. Obviously, IEDs are a big issue. If you feel hinky about it, fucking shoot it.
Yeah.
Like some people might think like, you know, there's a more appropriate way to go about it or something. Like maybe there's some more official technique. But no, just shoot the fucking thing.
You don't got to get close to it.
Yeah.
You got plenty of standoff.
Yeah, it's a great idea to shoot that thing. But now here's where it starts to go south for me, is that after they shoot the IED and blow it up, they're instantly in a tick with an ambush. So like you have the high ground. You could see enough to see a patch on the road, but you can't see any heads popping up. You can't see any fighters.
You didn't see it till right at the end after it blew.
Right, and then all of a sudden there's the explosion and then you see a fighter's head popping up. Like, bitch, you could see for fucking miles in Afghanistan.
Right.
Like, no one's a secret when you have the high ground over top of them. So I don't understand how they didn't see anybody maneuvering on them when they had the high ground. And all that time that they spent lining up the shots, taking the shots, not one person was like, oh shit, we got like 30 fucking dudes.
What's hinky mean?
Like you have you're hinked up, like you're like something's not right feeling.
Did you get that from somewhere? Because I've only heard you say it like now.
I've never heard that before.
You've never heard hinked up before?
No.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know where I got it.
You've been saying it this trip, but I've never heard you say it.
You've never heard anyone say you're hinked up?
Who have you been hanging out with?
Never in my life.
I don't hang out with anybody. You guys are the whole.
I know,
hang out
but
with everyone in this room.
I'm like, did you watch something? I'm just wondering where you got it from. Hinked up.
Maybe the police department. I don't know. I feel like I've always said that.
No.
Like feeling hinky. Like if you getting.
It sounds so funny.
I know.
You feeling hinky?
I also want to get hinky.
I never thought it sounded weird until I
Gotta get
just
real
said it
hinky.
10 times because you brought it up, and now I'm like, but yeah, feeling hinky about it.
Can I also hink?
Don't use my word if you.
The act of hinking.
We're blown.
We're blown. Oh, fuck.
Get the fuck out of there!
What the fuck?
It's supposed to be the cover.
Yeah, pause it. So then this shit, the fucking cover doesn't cover.
He's like, pull back. What are you talking?
back.
You're up on elevated position. Your job is to protect these guys.
So you got guys down at the bottom that are getting shot at. You have cover fire with a sniper and an M4 guy at the top. They're in a perfect position to do Overwatch and have support fire while these guys get back to them, and then they could start bounding. These guys start pulling out as they're still running back. Like, what the fuck's the point of Overwatch if you're just going to run and not shoot back? That dude should have been just snapping people.
Yep.
Whop, 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 whop. Until their guys got back to their position, and then they start bounding back. But they just gave up and left them running without any cover.
That's just bad tactics.
Terrible tactics. It's like they just fucked that dude. Those dudes at the bottom. They're just like, suck it, nerds. We're out of here.
Yeah.
I ain't getting shot, bitch.
It's like the what is it? The saying, like, if you're running from a bear, you don't got to be the fastest, just not the slowest.
Yeah.
No, they're like, oh, they let them get these guys.
Yeah.
We'll get away. Like, fuck that.
And then they're running with full out packs on their back. If I see 30 dudes chasing me, I'm dumping my pack. I'm Forrest Gumping my ass up that fucking mountain. And they could have my pack. They could have whatever's in my pack. Because that pack is going to slow you the fuck down.
Yes, sir.
Another thing that they're doing really wrong with this movie is the camera shake. So Jarhead is a perfect example of how to use it correctly to give that raw feeling like you're there. They're trying to do that. And
Dude.
it looks like it's on fucking Lifetime. Like it's it.
Oh, you missed it, though. I just skipped over it because the intro to the movie was driving up a dirt road. And they look literally like they attached a camera to the front of a car. And it's just shaking all the way up the road. I was getting nauseous. But here's the thing. Instead of like a couple seconds of it, it was like a minute of the intro. Just driving around shaking like this. It was like this.
Tell the director he can borrow my Storyblocks password if he needs to get some stock footage. Cause it's
Door straight ahead! Go! Fuck! It's blocked!
39er Alpha, set rep over.
6-6. Cover! We still have contact. We're moving into village. We'll show points from there. Check bed. Over.
Get Levine on 0 ASAP.
You're on with 0, ma'am.
0, this is 39er Alpha. I've got troops in contact. Force size 2-5 insurgents request fast.
All right, pause it.
39er Alpha.
You know what's crazy is that whole thing, they had like this up armored vehicle right down the street. So there was an up armored vehicle coming as their exfil platform. They called and told them to stop because of the IED. And then they started taking contact and they said, don't come any closer, we're taking contact. So they have the other up armored vehicle with heavy guns just sitting there like, okay, we'll just wait. Let us know.
Is designed to take small arms and then some.
And then just smoke these fools. Instead, they take off running, and then their bounding is not bounding at all. They're all just like running, falling, shooting back, running, falling, shooting back.
Jeez.
It's like a bad joke. Like, just like, it's like there's no coordination. At least the way they filmed it made it look like there's zero tactics. It's just like every man for himself.
Yeah. That's what it looked like to me. What the fuck? What?
Go back to like 1420.
Is this a nativity scene?
What the fuck? That's one of the fucking wise men over here.
Is this a
What the
recreation
fuck?
of the story of Jesus?
What did he just do? What? He's like,
A nativity scene.
I'm sorry,
So-
that hair and makeup is so
Exactly.
fucking fired. What the fuck is this?
So a grenade comes in, they blow into this village, the grenade comes in, he just grabs it and launches it, and then just stares at him.
completely nonchalantly.
Yeah, and he's got two different color eyes, so that was their key that like, oh, this guy's gonna help us. And then he's like, who is it? And he's like, I don't know, he's got crazy looking eyes. And then the guy's like, crazy eyes? Oh, I know that guy. And somehow he knows Crazy Eyes, because Crazy Eyes is a badass. And it's just so ridiculous.
Clearly he's a
dude.
badass. You see what he just did?
A nativity scene, that shit's fun. That's pretty good.
They got me into
Oh,
recoilless.
man.
Oh, great.
Oh, great. Do something. They're just waiting for it.
Alright, pause it. Look at wait, hang on, actually let it ride, it gets better.
Oh, look at this dude.
He's like, ooh, explosion.
My wall is gone.
Hair clip.
Everybody okay? Yeah, I'm good. You?
He's like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Yo, pause it, dude, pause it. He
Yo.
reminds me of the dude from 50 First Dates. He goes, this my good eye. Did you remember that movie?
I vaguely remember
I
that
don't remember
movie.
it.
He's like, this is my good eye. And he's just always kind of crazy and out of it.
Wait, is he in cahoots with the soldiers?
The bad guys or the good? Like
The dude that's in there.
is he in cahoots with the
So
Taliban?
first thing
No,
is
the guys that are in there with him.
Yeah, he's helping them out.
he's helping the soldiers in there. Yeah.
But he's not American dressed up to be.
no.
It's Crazy Eyes.
Oh, so they're fully trying to sell that. Okay.
They're fully trying to sell that. And the fact that he looks to that people and sees a recoilless getting lined up and goes, "It's recoilless."
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's just wait and see what they do with it."
And the crazy eye is just like, "What happened? I don't speak English.
He's like, "Oh, I got my chai."
I'm just gonna sip my tea. Why don't you shoot them?"
They've got a
little
window. They're
window.
still setting up. Shoot these motherfuckers.
And they're all in line too. So you had your M4. You could have been like, just dumped a mag. You would have taken out every single one of those guys, and you never had to blow a hole in the wall next to Crazy Eyes. So then watch Crazy Eyes goes out and like smokes them.
What's a recoillist?
A recoilless rifle is just like a grenade launcher. It's not a grenade launcher. It's a rocket launcher type rifle that has no recoil. So like a RPG is a recoilless rifle. Mm-hmm. So once
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So like there's no recoil to it. So the rocket itself is the projectile.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just stand there and shoot it and then it goes. Recoilless launcher or recoilless gun, sometimes abbreviated is a type of lightweight artillery system or manned portable launcher that is designed to eject some form of countermass, such as propellant gas, from the rear of the weapon at the moment of firing. So
recoilless. I thought you said
rifle.
recoilless. like a person's profession, like a recoillist.
no, when you have that recoilless, all that is the backblast.
Yeah.
So there's a ton of pressure and heat coming off that rifle or that rocket. So every time you shoot one, whether it's AT4 or RPG,
whatever.
you always know your backblast area that people can get injured in. So
Okay.
the
that's
angle
what
of the
kills you,
span
right?
and how far back it is. So it's usually like 100 meters, 60-degree span or something like that. So you always want to yell backblast area clear, and that way, and then look too, because in case someone can't hear you, to make sure that you're not just gonna smoke some dude with fucking, hot air and the backblast and fuck him up.
They killed him.
They killed him.
Gents, it's been a privilege.
Likewise.
Kill every fucker that comes to those doors.
Roger that.
Roger that.
Oh, this is so bad.
Hold your fire.
Yeah, it's like the African Sahara fucking soundtrack.
He's probably coming in like, "You fucking pussies."
So I'm confused. So
The
he went
ghost.
outside and killed people?
Apparently.
Crazy Eyes did?
Yeah, he killed the dudes that these guys were just sitting and waiting for.
Oh.
He just went outside and took care of business, apparently. He's the ghost.
And he did it all in that $3 hair and makeup, huh?
And
He
this
did, yeah.
and the whole thing is, this whole movie is that he's supposed to be like this super badass. That's what they're selling us.
He's like the Afghan John Wick or something.
Yeah, he's like a ghost.
This is so bad.
Yeah, it's real bad. I told you guys it's real bad. And I don't understand what's up with foreign war movies wanting to do this.
40-10, my dear.
Go ahead.
You're all there.
Alright, number two's fully offloaded.
Wait, go back before that. You missed it.
So you want 40...
Yeah, that's good. 39.50.
What a beautiful night. You know, if they get this place together, I'd come back. Bring Joey camping.
Camping.
Yeah.
In Kandahar.
You taking a shit?
Yeah.
Fuck not.
Bravo 20.
Alright, number two's fully offloaded. Good to go.
Number 2. Okay, pause it. This is like Bravo 20 all over again. What is up with these movies trying to show people shitting in a bag? Why do you think that we need to watch you shit
Yeah,
in a
number
bag?
2 is fully offloaded. They want you to get the fully authentic experience.
It's so strange. Like, how many times did you shit in a bag?
In a bag, I did one time on Mount Rainier. Well, I shit on the mountain and then I had to pick it up with a bag like a dog.
I would rather do that than try to hold the bag on my anus.
That's dangerous.
And hope for the best.
Yep.
At least that once you offload it, you could look at it and determine if it's pick upable or not, you know?
Yeah, because that's very, true. Like, if it's too wet, I'm not picking it up.
Yeah,
Just kick some dirt on it.
It's just some splatter and you're like, pick that shit up. Like, you pick it up.
Nah, I'm good. I'm not going to pick that up.
I'm gonna kick some snow on this bitch. It just bothered me because it's like, another movie showing someone shitting in a bag. Like, we already watched Bravo 20 and he shit in the bag and it's like, oh god, okay, all right. But now, and then he has a corny one-liner, number 2 offloaded.
I think maybe they're trying to portray like how comfortable you have to get with like shitting around each other in the military.
That's the problem, is these movies always are trying to portray something instead of just having like real interactions. They always just like, oh, I saw this one movie do shit in a bag. I think a lot of these guys shit in a bag. Let's have one of them shit in a bag. Stupid.
I've seen you shit in a hole before.
That's true.
Like this far away from me, actually.
Yeah. Shit in holes all the time.
Bonding experience. Actually, a couple times.
It's a lot easier to just shit in a hole and bury it than it is to shit in a bag.
Because then you got to carry it with you.
Yeah, you're carrying your shit around.
That sucks.
What if you fall on that bag of shit and it opens up?
I hope you sealed it well.
Now you're just covered in shit.
Your own shit.
It's disgusting.
That's nasty.
So just dig a little hole, shit in it, and bury it.
Right up.
Are Green Berets the only ones that shit in holes instead of bags? Everyone else is shitting in a bag. Once again,
gotta have a dance break.
Aside from the fact that they probably blew the entirety, like the majority of the budget on that song.
What, to get the licensing?
Yeah.
I don't think about things like that. You do.
Absolutely. You know how much it costs to use that fucking song? Probably more than it costs to make this piece of shit movie. Definitely costs more than the cameras.
They definitely shouldn't have spent the money on that because it's an awkward scene. But again, it's another failed attempt at showing camaraderie and letting loose in a war zone. But the reality is, like, it's just stupid. Like, a bunch of dudes getting together and dancing together. Like, catch a Green Beret fucking dancing with a bunch of random ass dudes. Like,
we've had dance parties before.
I got a video.
I remember a dance party with the Koreans at the end of our J set one time.
I got a video of dancing too.
You see?
All right, so we do dance with together, but they just didn't do it right.
They didn't do it right. No,
it's
no,
just
no.
awkward and weird, and they're all like, ha ha ha. It's just awkward.
Look, there's a ton of mistakes that they're making, especially with that scene in terms of, I don't know, nobody gives a fuck, but I'm sitting in the middle, so I might as well. So what happens is, number one, there's no film grain. Okay, so if you're actually looking at like Jarhead, which did a great job of showing that rawness and having that camera being in there and making you forget that there's a camera even though it's shaking, film grain is a big part of that for some reason. I don't know why the brain works that way, but if you add film grain, you forget that there's a camera.
Like a grittiness to the picture?
So this doesn't have any grittiness to it. The cameras are almost too perfect. Like it almost looks digital. Like it's just, there's a camera, you know there's a camera because it looks too good.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, and that with the camera shake, and
Jarhead's always like hazy. It was always like hazy tan.
Well, that's the point, because it's not supposed to be perfect. If you're watching something and you're in a gritty situation and things are bad, it's not supposed to be perfect, right? That just reminds you there's a camera in the room because it looks so good.
Dude, the best like demonstration of how shitty things could get was in Jarhead when the oil was on fire, and he's like, "They're my fucking eyes!" And then they're all falling, and they're just trying to smear off his eyes, and they're smearing more into his eyes, and they're like, "Oh fuck that, dude." Terrible.
I think people watch so many movies at this point that even if you didn't love a movie, it's still hard for them at this point to know that it was still a brilliant effort at a movie. And Jarhead was one of those movies. Whatever it was that they set out to do, they fucking nailed it. Now, even if you didn't like what they set out to do, that's fine, but they still nailed it.
So you're saying they did not nail it?
No. Is that a turban?
Quick flag.
Alright, stop. So now we're supposed to believe that these two Canadian soldiers are allowed to just take off by themselves and go do a KLE.
Oh, they didn't have anybody with them? I couldn't tell.
I'm pretty sure that was all they're the only two Canadian forces, and the rest of them were Afghans.
Oh, you're not doing a KLE like that.
No, with two Canadians and the rest Afghans, or two Americans, the rest Afghans. Hell no. You don't have any Overwatch. You got nothing. And then the only two Canadians that go off to do this KLE with crazy eyes, as soon as they get in the KLE, they put their weapons down.
Yeah.
We're never putting our weapons down. Ever.
Maybe if you've got other people with you that still have their weapons on you.
Yeah, if you
and
have...
you're, as like a show of respect, like the commander might put his down. But you got everybody else that's armed.
We got maybe a guardian angel. We call them guardian angels, and that's just always having an overwatch so you don't get Chris Kyle and have that, you know, someone who you think you trust turns around and shoots you. You have a guardian angel, so they'll watch, and if somebody puts guns up, they're going down. Wow, wow.
So now you got to explain KLE.
So KLE is key leader engagement, and that's anytime, you know, we're meeting with a key leader. So, you know, someone high ranking, someone's got intel, something like that. And it's always a give and take because you want to show respect. You want to earn the trust. And I spent a lot of time drinking tea with people with my shoes off and feet crossed inside their rooms. Yeah. And it's weird at first, but you start to get used to it. So like, yeah, it's like, that's just how they operate. So that's what we did a lot. We would sip on tea and talk, but we always had somebody watching in case something popped off, they could take them out. And we never put our rifles down. If I was going to not take a rifle, or if I was going to want to put my rifle down, I'm not taking a rifle. I'll take my pistol, and then I'll have a guardian angel with a rifle to watch my back. But if you take that gun and set it down somewhere, you're essentially giving it to someone else to use against you. So you're better off just not taking your rifle and relying on your sidearm, your pistol, and then having someone else who's going to maintain security with their rifle. Right. You don't just walk in and be like, we're all friends here. All right, I'm going to put my rifle right there.
Yeah, I trust you.
I trust you. You're my friend. You put some grenades
look at
right
this.
there.
Look at it. It's
I got
very
a C4 and a detonator. If you just want, I'm going to put that right there. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
We're friends, and I trust you. Because you got crazy eyes. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Like, this guy should have got murked in here.
Oh, the music.
Oh, come on, Jackrabbit.
This is bad. Face with the dick you got.
So he just points it right at him.
It's the worst CQB ever,
like,
bro.
Somebody follow this guy.
Pause it. So now you have two guys in a Terp running through Afghanistan by themselves. This dude goes, there's two guys. He goes, number one man goes into clear. He's trying to pull rear security. He sends the Terp in as number two man.
No.
Doesn't take number two. And then flows in the rear like he's got rear security.
Yo, number one's done, son.
Like, guy, if you don't have three people, you don't have rear security. You're both rear security until you decide to go in. Then you have a number one man, number two man, and you're inside. So you don't need a rear security. You don't send the fucking Terp in as number two man and just hope for the best.
Hey, but he knew it. He's like, fuck, this is bad. Yeah. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, this shit's bad.
You know it's bad when the dude's holding the old Magwell grip.
Oh, my God.
That Magwell grip is the worst. You want to know if someone can't shoot a rifle to save their fucking life? Hand them a rifle and they'll grab the Magwell like this, and they'll do this. They think that's the shit right
Those
there.
are like the S1 guys.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like
they just look around a lot and they move it.
I saw this on a movie.
Yeah, this looks cool.
It's an S1.
It's an S1 is just an administrative position in the military. Like, if your pay is messed up, you go see S1.
Yeah.
But
So
their hours are like 10 to 10:15 every day. And that's it. They're notorious for having like the shortest window. And it's like, oh, we're having sergeant's time from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And like, what the fuck is sergeant's time? It's like, oh, we're doing training. It's like, bitch, I haven't gotten paid in 3 fucking months.
And you need them the most, dude. I remember when I got selected, I had to leave that day. I was in Germany. I had to leave that day. And I needed my paperwork signed that day. I went to S1, gone. Nobody's in the office.
Yep.
And I was like, I need this signed now. And I was like, where are they? Like, oh, they're at a change of command ceremony. I said, where the fuck is that ceremony? And they're like, oh, it's on the main field. And I was like, well, I'm finding S1 on that field. I grabbed the pen out of their office, took my paperwork, and ran to the field. And they were doing a full-out ceremony on the field. And I'm running around looking for S1. I shit you not. And they're all looking at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, fuck you, I'm getting out of here. And I was like, hey, I need this sign. They're like, what are you doing? And they're like, fuck. And they signed it on the field, pissed off.
God.
And I had to run. Dude, it was the last minute. If I didn't get that sign, I was going to miss my flight that they set up for me to get to the States for the Q course.
That's crazy. People always talk to me about like what separates Green Berets from regular soldiers. And I always tell them, it's not like SF guys are not superheroes, right? We just don't take no for an answer,
That's
and we come up
exactly
with unconventional solutions like that shit. Anybody else would be like, fuck, I can't get that. I
Yeah.
can't do that. There's a ceremony going on.
I
You're
don't
like, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Fuck your change of command, sir.
Yeah.
Like you're
fuck you, officer. I gotta go, and I need to go now. So if
That's awesome.
it's my career on the line, I don't give a shit about your chain of command.
That's awesome.
And
man.
I found her in formation. She was at parade rest, the E6 sergeant, standing in formation. And I was like, I need you to sign this. And she's like, fucking no. And I was like, get you to sign it. And I get there, she was like, fucking. And I was like, get out of here. And I'm running off the field. Just, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Oh,
and then the
man.
funny thing is, after graduating the Q course, I was doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Because I had to out process in time to get to Carson.
Yeah.
Because I had all the shit packed in the car, family in a hotel on Carson, and nobody was in the S1 to sign my documents.
Oh,
So-
when you got to Carson?
No, so when I was out processing Bragg, I'm sorry,
Okay, yeah.
I had all my family in a hotel on Bragg, and we needed to hit the road that day to get to Carson to in process on time. And they were closing within like 5 minutes. I'm running across Fort Bragg. And it's funny that you say that because now in Germany, that was like a big deal. Like, oh, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? But once you get to Bragg and they're surrounded by SF hopefuls and like new graduates, you'll see motherfuckers running everywhere.
Yeah, I remember that. Like
Yeah.
signing out that last day in
Yeah.
Bragg, trying to get all your signatures before it closed.
Yeah.
Because like I'm getting on the fucking road.
Because otherwise, you're stuck the whole weekend, and then you can't drive all weekend,
Yep.
and then you're paying for the hotel
Wait, yeah.
for your family to sit in a shitty.
I remember
ass
that. Household
Fort
goods
Bragg.
are already gone.
Yeah.
Like you're just waiting for to
and
get out of there.
That Fort Bragg hotel was garbage, bro. It
Oh,
was
I bet.
it was like some Vietnam type.
Was
shit.
that the one that was right next to the language building?
Yes.
Dude, I stayed in that hotel when I went there for operator advanced course. It was okay, but it sucked because there's so many fucking officers that were staying in there too.
Dude, ours was trash.
That was my first school, so I didn't realize that I could stay on a hotel off post.
Yeah.
After that, I learned real fucking quick though. I didn't stay there anymore.
We were only supposed to be there at night. I ended up being there like 3 days.
I think they tore them down now. I heard they tore that down and the language building.
Good,
And
'cause
there-
that place was shit.
Oh, the language building was terrible. That's another thing when I was like telling people, I was like, never take no for an answer. One thing I always tell them is like, never accept your first no. Right? Because people love to say no to something.
Yeah.
And like even like it might just be a little more work than they're used to or whatever it is, but they like to say no. So I always tell people never accept your first no. If you want something, find a way to make it happen. Because a lot of times there are ways to make things happen. Like when they tell you no. Like when I went to SFAS afterwards, I went back to Fort Riley and they're like, you have to have 12 months at your duty station before you can PCS out of there. I just went everywhere and got all my papers signed, and I was at my 9-month mark, and everybody just signed off on the papers, right? So if I would have listened when they're like, you need 12 months, I would have been stuck there for an extra 3.5 months. I just went everywhere, got all the papers signed, nobody said shit, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm out. And they signed off on everything, and I was like, cool, I'm out of here.
That's when that PSD position came up for the sergeant major, and they were like, no. And then the sergeant major came back in line. I was like, hey, sergeant major, I heard you needed a spot. And he was like, don't take no for an answer. If you want something, fucking go until you know for a fact that door is not coming open. You need to fucking shake on it, kick on it, push on it. And that's how we get everything done.
And for you, it caused a little ass pain, right?
Yeah.
But you got through it, and you got what you wanted.
Oh, I had to live in a foxhole for a week and a half, digging a foxhole, which a foxhole is just a hole that you dig in the ground for like fucking World War II shit. And they had me in the field digging a hole every single day. The first sergeant would come out and yell at me to dig my hole deeper because they were so pissed at me that I went behind their backs to sergeant major. And then Pam, my wife, was going to get sent back to the States because our paperwork wasn't submitted for being married. So our marriage certificate wasn't submitted. So they weren't going to let her stay in Germany with our kid.
Oh, damn.
So while I was digging this hole, my family was about to get sent to the fucking States. And so I told them, I said, I have to get this paperwork submitted so they don't send her back to the States. And this bitch said, this E7 said, no real world operations in the field. And I was like, you piece of shit.
Bitch, like, this is my life right now.
So she's essentially the highest command I can go to because the first sergeant, I'm pretty sure she was banging him. So I couldn't go to him. And so, you know what I did? Found the chaplain.
Nice.
I went to the chaplain. That's
always
around.
find the chaplain.
I always find the chaplain. The chaplain came by, looked at my hole, and said, how you doing? I was like, sir, not so good. My wife's about to get sent back to the States. And he goes, why? I was like, because I don't have the paperwork turned in. He goes, why not? Why? That seems like an easy fix. And I was like, it is. And he goes, well, who has it? I was like, Sergeant First Class so-and-so. And he's like, oh, well, I'll go talk to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you, sir.
Chaplains have so much power because they kind of exist outside of the chain of command, and they're fucking officers.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and they know,
can get a lot done.
They know when a chaplain asks, it's for the soul of a soldier. It's for their well-being. It's so when a chaplain gets involved, it's to help their well-being. So it's like, if you're going to go against a chaplain, you're saying fuck that person and everything.
You better have a good fucking reason.
You gotta have a real good reason because you know the chaplain's only stepping in if it's for like their mental health.
Yeah.
And so he went and spoke to her, and she was fucking pissed. All of a sudden, Pam was like texting me, and she's like, "It's all taken care of." I was like, "Fuck yes." And it's not even for some bullshit. It was my family not getting shipped back to the United States and leaving me in Germany by myself. Fucking that's the thing that they don't tell you about the military is you rub people the wrong way, they will fucking bend you over and rail you. Just get there. 141.50.
Oh damn! Straight to the end. It's like, all right, we're done with this.
Yeah, we're done with this.
This movie is not worth going through. This
It's
is
like mostly banter, anyways.
I was like, this is a backdrop. This is like having a podcast while there's a movie on.
That's basically all the ones that we did today.
You said 141 what?
Which I think are gonna be better. 50.
Yeah, this guy's hair though. It's like he just left the salon.
Dude, this shit's fucking crazy. You're gonna love this shit right here.
Is
right
that good?
there. Yeah, it's good.
Oh my god.
Wow, he's like 3.
What the fuck?
Yeah, was that fella?
Did you see his disgusted face?
What the fuck?
He looked like he was a week dead.
His head stayed there.
Bro,
It just severed everything.
Bro, one bullet severed this dude's head off, and then as he hits his knees, the makeup artist went batshit on his face, and he looks like he's been dead for like a week and a half. And he's like, rigor mortis is set in, he's blue, his eyes are all sunken, he's like one step away from being a fucking zombie.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden his head falls off, and then fucking Jesus takes a knee, and crazy eyes Jesus is just like, and watches his head topple off in like this crazy CG effect.
He like grins. He's like,
Gotcha, bitch. And then a car drives by him and he disappears. Ooh, spooky. Spooky ghost.
the ghost.
It's the ghost. Crazy Eyes is the ghost.
Oh man. So
This movie makes me feel like we can make a movie.
the crazy thing is like
That's bad.
This is supposedly based on true events.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think this happened.
I
I
think-
think a lot of what happened did. I think maybe they built a road and that was it.
I think there was an actual road called Hyena Road, and that's as far as the true events go.
You know, the Canadians built a road. We took a few theatrical liberties here and there.
Like, you know, all of it, but they heard pop shots when they were building Hyena Road, so that part's true. And then the rest is complete trash.
Wow.
I've never seen
Like this
a
guy's
worse
hair.
bad guy ever. This ghost guy.
Is he a bad guy? Is he? I can't tell.
He's like a CIA agent. You know, he just disappears.
That's what he seems like to me. It's like a CIA spook or whatever.
And just crazy eyes, bro. It's the worst. This movie is so bad. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I don't know what's the matter with you.
Well, we just sat here and watched
This
it.
movie's bad and you should feel bad.
You should feel bad for making it. You know, like how bad do you get where you watch it and you're like, nah, we can't put this out. No, this is too bad.
So bad, dude.
And then everyone else was like, bro, we spent $2 million on this. Like, we have to put it out. And like, it's gonna be fucking embarrassing. Change my name. At least change my name. If I was the director, I'd be like, give me a nickname, a pseudonym. Like, help me out here.
I don't want this on my IMDb.
Yeah, don't attach this to my IMDb. Nobody tag me in it when it comes out. Don't repost.
I will not be
shit.
at the premiere.
I'm gonna send the ghost to the premiere.
Oh man.
All right, guys. So that was this episode of Beers and Breakdowns Hyena Road. Yeah, it was trash. And movies like this exist. I don't know how, but I think we should make a war movie at some point.
I think we should.
We have stickers and shirts.
See you guys on the next one.